thing that is important to know, happiness is not a constant. It's not something that happens constantly. It's a state of mind that we have to place ourselves in it. I remember there's a lot of time that I feel unhappy. I could tell them there was a lot of time today that I felt unhappy. There is a lot of time that I felt unhappy in the past. There is a lot of unhappy moment that I have. And I want to say that it's normal to feel unhappy. It's not a must. And the thing is that sometimes we feel that if we're unhappy, even in the slightest moment, there is something wrong with us. And I want to hear, the first thing that I want to say to you is that being unhappy is not a bad thing. It's normal. It is out of those unhappiness that we appreciate our happiness. Think about it for a second. Out of unhappiness, we appreciate happiness. Out of anger, we appreciate joy. Out of fear, we appreciate our state of calm and mind. So the thing is that in order for something to be good, there must have been something bad. Now, bad is a very strong word, has a bad connotation to it. But I want to remind you guys that don't get one thing mixed up with another. But let's talk about happiness today. What does it mean to be happy? What does it mean to be happy to you? Ask yourself, sit down with you, with your thoughts, with your emotion, and truly ask yourself, what do you want in this life? The fact that you're watching this video, the fact that you have the ability to watch this video, that should give you happiness. The fact that you have the ability to participate in social gathering, that's happiness. But the thing is that sometimes we mask those happiness, and sometimes we feel that, oh no, happiness is something beyond. Happiness is something unreachable. It's something that we only see on the movies. I shouldn't be happy. And then we look for flaws. We look for little things that should go wrong. We look for little things that doesn't align with ourselves and our state of mind. And then one thing led to another, our whole day goes by and we feel sad. We feel out of touch with our reality. We feel out of touch with the things that are happening around us. And then we question ourselves. We question our state of mind. We question our being. So the thing is that sometimes it's important for us to place ourselves in a situation that we can be aligned with who we are. We can be aligned with the things that we are doing, and we can be aligned with the things that matter to us the most. And once we're able to do that, then we have reached another level. We have reached that level of self-consciousness, being conscious of ourself. Being conscious of our actions, of our motivation, of the things that pushes us back, and the things that gives us joy to just be who we want to be. And here's a little trick. If you have a goal, if you have a dream, if you have a hobby, or if you want to achieve something, sometimes it doesn't happen. And the reason that it doesn't happen is that because we're so fixated on our past habit, on our past experiences. And then we push ourselves back. We push ourselves back so much that it becomes hard for us just to be. So never limit yourself. Never question yourself. One thing that can help, believe me, this actually has been backed by science. This has been backed by numerous people online and videos, bloggers, everyone that does it. You could search it. If you're a scientific person, you could search research papers. If you're a person who watches video, you could watch numerous video on it. If you like to read, there's a lot of tons of book on it. But one thing that helps is just simply working out. Working out doesn't have to be something that is crazy. You don't have to be a stud simply by just taking a walk. Take a walk outside. Go outside today. If you can't go outside, just open your windows. Walk in your house. Look at the things that you have. Pinpoint the things that matter to you. A lot of times we forget about those things. Simply, I am happy because of the things that I have around me. I have been blessed. And I appreciate the bless that I have. I appreciate the infinity that has been brought upon my life that allows me to be the person that I want to be. That gives me motivation. This camera that is recording me, this mic that is right here that is recording my sound, this computer, this phone that I'm previewing myself on. All of these things are little things, but then over time they bring joy to my life. My little dog right down here underneath my hand that I can touch him, that he brings me joy. The sound of moving cars outside, listen to him. The fact that you can hear him, that brings me joy. So it's about noticing little things that happens around you and not focusing on just one thing, because we're used to just focus on one thing. And if that one thing is going wrong, then we just assume everything else is wrong. So one thing that we need to learn is that we need to stop putting ourselves in that assumption state of mind that we start assuming things over and over and over again. Because once we start assuming things, it's an ongoing process. And it just drains us mentally, physically, and emotionally. But the moment that you stop, you pull yourself back, and you start recognizing the things that are happening around you, the beauty that is around you, then it's the moment that you appreciate it. Even if you don't have anything, even if you don't have absolutely nothing, the fact that you are there, the fact that you are here right now, that's the biggest gift of them all. That's the first step. Being present, being at this moment and recognizing what this moment has to offer for you. The moment that you're able to recognize it, that's the moment that you embark on your new journey, on being who you are and who you want to be. The second one is very simple. Simply eat healthy. Eating unhealthy food. Today's society, it's so horrible that it just makes me angry, because try this. The next time that you go shopping, if you take a bread, those, not the one that are from bakery, if you buy a pack of bread, the packaged food, take them and flip them upside down or turn them around. Look at the ingredient. They put so much chemical inside of the food that we eat daily that it just makes us feel anxious, makes us addicted, makes us be full of chemical and drugs. And that just limits our potential, because we're now used to all of those things that are not important, that our body don't need. So eating healthy and being aware of what you put inside of you is the most important thing in life. Be aware of it. Look at the things that you're eating. Look at the things that you put inside of your body. Your body is a temple. And the thing is that sometimes we have to treat it as a temple. But no. A lot of time we start mismanaging our body. We start assuming things, and we start putting things in our body that shouldn't really be in there. Think about it this way. Imagine you have a car. You're driving a car. Okay? And you ran out of gas. Will you put dirty water inside of your tank? Would you take half a gallon of gas and mix it with sewage water and pour it inside of your gas tank? Why not? The reason is that because you respect your car, and you know if you put something beside what is recommended for your car, it's going to damage it. So we need to treat our body the same way. And once we treat our body the same way, we feel better. And let me tell you something, it's going to take a little time for you to get adjusted because you're so used to those chemicals being put inside your body that you feel like, oh no, the feeling that I have is bad. So it takes a little time. But as soon as you get adjusted to that thing, it's going to help you one step at a time. Another thing that really helps focus you, brings you to the present, and brings you to this moment is practicing meditation, practicing self-care. Sit down with your thought. When was the last time that you sat down and you actually thought about the things that matter to you? Not the things that are happening around you, thinking about you and you only. When was the last time that you did that? A lot of time we're unhappy because we don't give ourselves the time, the energy, and the love and the respect that we deserve. So sometimes it's really important to just sit down, be with you, be with your thoughts. Just take deep breath, close your eyes, cross your leg, and just be with the moment. Enjoy your every second. Enjoy the life that you have. Enjoy the power of your mind. Grab a thought and follow it within your brain. It's really magical the moment that you do this. You know, I work with a lot of my clients and they ask me, how do you manage? And I say every time after my session, I sit down and I close my eyes and I just follow my chain of thoughts. I grab onto something that I find joy in and I track it. That's the power of meditation. It brings self-awareness. And the moment that you have self-awareness, you have self-acceptance. Because then you accept yourself for who you are. Because you're now more connected to your inner self than to your outer self. We put this shield around our body and we feel that this shield defines who we are. When in reality, it's not this shield that defines who I am. This is simply a shell that has been created by the society, by the people around us, by the norm that has been set for us. It is not me. My true self is deeply embedded within my own thoughts. And in order to achieve it, in order to go inside of it and grab it, I need to think quietly. I need to sit down and be aware. That awareness creates a sense of achievement that is unlike anything in this universe. And the very moment that you have that self-awareness, you become not only happy, but you become you. You become acceptant of yourself. So accept yourself for who you are. And define yourself based on your own perception, based on your own true self, based on your own true being. Not based on what other people want you to define yourself. So sit down. Meditate. And then practice. Practice a little bit of being you, being with the moment. Like I said, recognize the sounds around you. Listen to them. It's beautiful, quite remarkable. And then suddenly you recognize, once you are connected to yourself, you recognize that there is a small, tiny little smile forms in your face. Touch it. Seriously, touch your smile. Recognize that it's there. Recognize that you own that happiness. Those negative moments, they don't define you. The problem is that sometimes we feel that those negative moments, they're us. But no, this little smile, however small it is, that's me. I have that. A lot of time when I'm smiling, I put my hand on my lips because I'm trying to be aware of the shape of my mouth, of what gives me joy, of the moment. That does a couple of things. That brings me once to the present. Second, it brings me awareness. And for most important thing, it makes me conscious of that moment that I have joy. So I embed it within my brain. One step beyond, above and beyond. You think money gives you happiness? No. You think fame gives you happiness? No. None of those things gives you happiness. What gives you happiness is your level of self-awareness, is your level of self-acceptance, is the level of being you at this moment. And then recognize the things and the people around you. Gather a good support system for yourself. Being happy happens within, but sometimes, my dear, we need external support to help us put us in that state of happiness. So, have a positive support system. If you don't have a positive support system, create one for yourself. Ask yourself, what do I need? What am I in tune with? And then look outside. Look to find people that matter to you, that make you happy, that give you that extra little bit of boost. Talk to them. Ask them. Laugh with them. Sometimes cry with them. All in all, together, they will help you be your true self. They will help you recognize the things that truly matter to you. And most importantly, be optimistic. A lot of time we try to not be optimistic. We try to look at the negative. I know, you do. Don't say no. We all do. All of us do. It's okay though. The thing is that we have to try. And the moment that we try, the moment that we put our mind into something, that's the moment that we can create that life for ourselves. And in order to create that life, we have to be optimistic towards it. The moment that you're optimistic towards it, you create the environment. In all my videos, I talk about creating that environment because it's so important in whatever you want to do. The most important thing is creating that environment where you can flourish. And happiness comes from that environment. So recognize that. And ask yourself, how can you be with you at this time? How can you be at this moment present? Feeling the things that matter to you. Being with the things that matter to you. Think about the food that you ate that gave you joy. Think about the things that you've done that gave you joy. Think about the things that matter to you to help you be your best self. I know it's really easy to ignore these things, but the moment that you're optimistic towards it, the moment that you give it value, and the moment that you give it the meaning that it deserves, that's the moment that it starts growing. So be creative. Being creative about your environment, about the things that happen to you, about your day-to-day life, gives you that hope and that energy that you deserve. It's all about recognizing patterns that push you to be your best self. Once you recognize those patterns, then you can build upon them. And the moment that you start building upon them, that's the moment that you can create that life that you deserve. I was talking to one of my clients, and she was mentioning that it's really hard for her to be happy. It's really hard for her to be at the moment. She told me that it's her birthday and everybody forgot about it. Nobody called her. And I asked her, why don't you call people? Why don't you call someone? Call someone that makes you happy. The thing is that we put so much emphasis on outside and so much expectation from outside that we forget our own internal self. The problem is not outside. The problem is our internal self, the expectation that we have for ourselves. We need to shift that. Just like shifting our mindset, we need to shift our perspective. And the moment that we're able to shift our perspective, that's the moment that we're able to better understand and appreciate who we are. Appreciate the things that matter to us. And appreciate the way that we can be with ourselves. It's not about having that one answer that fits all. A client of mine that I was speaking to was telling me that he wants just a magic pill that he can take and everything is solved. Well, it doesn't work like that. Happiness is not a constant. It's not something that you push a button and you're happy for the rest of your life. It's not a pill that you take and then you're happy all of a sudden for the rest of your life. It's a state that you have to place yourself into it. And the moment that you place yourself into that state, that's the moment that you start recognizing the things around you. So sit down, close your eyes, give yourself time to be you. Give yourself the love that you deserve. Be the person that you want to be. Life is tough. Life is difficult. I get it. Sometimes it's not supposed to be fun. The thing is that out of those toughness, we find love. And we find joy. That's the goal. The goal is not to be happy. The goal is to be in that state of distress and having the power to remove ourselves from that state of distress. The moment that we're able to do this, that's the moment that we achieve the greatest things in the planet. You want that dream job, you want that dream house, you want that dream family, you want that dream state of life, create it for yourself. Imagine it, picture it. Sit down with your thoughts, sit down with your emotions, and tell yourself, what do I want? Is what I want here? If it's not here, if it doesn't exist, then think about ways that you can bring upon yourself. Think about ways that you could flourish that state of constancy, that state of happiness, that state of being you. And then take one step towards it. That's what it means to be happy. It means to be you. It means to recognize you. And the moment that you're able to recognize you and your true self, that's the moment that you recognize how beautiful you are, how amazing you are, how limitless you are, how much potential you have. And once you recognize it, you just want to go forward, go forward. That's it. That's all that matters. It's very simple, yet hard to acknowledge, hard to accept, because you want to get that happiness from outside. We expect other people to make us happy. We expect our job to make us happy. We expect our money to make us happy. We expect our partner to make us happy. That's very unfair. That's very unfair, because now you're putting all of those responsibilities on outside, and the very moment that something doesn't go as planned, everything crashes. And then it becomes extremely difficult to regroup. So in order to prevent that, in order to eliminate those negative outside perspective and outside acceptance, the thing that you want to accept, you need to emphasize on yourself. You need to sit down and ask yourself what you want to do. take your life for granted. This moment, this day is not coming back, regardless of what has happened in the past or what might happen in the future. This is the moment that exists at this time, right here, right now. This is the moment that you own. You own this moment. You live for this moment. This is the time that you have in your hand. How do you want to handle it? Do you want to just pass it by? 1 second is gone. Another second is gone. A year is gone. A lifetime is gone. The thing is that it's never late. It's never late to be you. But in order for you to be you yourself and appreciate every single moment that you live and you have to acknowledge the things that are important to you. You have to acknowledge the thing that makes you you, that makes you happy. That happiness gives you the motivation that you need. That happiness gives you the power that you deserve. And through those power, through those little tiny moments, you can create a lifetime for yourself of happiness. A lifetime of being you yourself. A lifetime of recognizing what matters to you the most. And you can grow and grow and grow. It's truly remarkable the capacity that we humans have. And once you tap into it, once you acknowledge it, then you can be the best that you ever wanted to be. You know? Do the things that makes you happy. Be the things that gives you joy. If working gives you stress, maybe that's not the right job for you. If being in a certain group gives you stress and makes you sad and makes you uncomfortable, maybe that group is not the right group for you. Ask yourself. Test yourself the next day you get into a moment. Whenever you get happy, just for even a second, test yourself. Ask yourself, what made me happy? What caused me to be happy? Okay, this environment made me happy. How can I elaborate on it? How can I make it bigger? How can I emphasize on it? How can I develop more happiness out of this life for myself? To recreate that moment. To enjoy that little moment that I had. And then work towards it. Work to it. It's all about you and recognizing the power that you have. A lot of time we mistake our power. We forget the abilities that we have in this life. And we start assuming responsibility on other people and other things around us, on our job, partners. Everybody will go. Nothing remains forever. What remains forever is you. You and your own thoughts. How do you want to be with your thoughts? What do they deserve? These are important questions that we neglect a lot of times. But they are important. And the reason is that we're not positive about them. Barbara, welcome back, my dear. Happy Tuesday as well to you too. Exactly, don't worry, just be happy. It's just about being happy. Being with yourself. Being with the moment that you deserve. Because you're amazing. You're full of potential. It's all about recognizing your potential. Recognizing the things that matter to you and building upon it. We need to lower our expectation from outside and bring up our expectation of our internal selves into being happy. Like I said earlier, next time you smile, touch it. Recognize it, feel it. It is you that is happy, not outside. It is an internal state of mind that you have to develop, that you have to grow, and you have to build. And unfortunately, a lot of time, We put ourselves in a state of distress. We put ourselves in a state that we anticipate things to happen based on our social state, the things that happens around us. And we question our own ability. But the moment that you question your own ability, that's the moment that you set yourself back. We don't want to do that. So be you, starting today. Acknowledge you yourself. Acknowledge what gives you motivation, what gives you power, what gives you joy, and what makes you be you. And work toward it. Work through it. Work for it. To be it. You know? Align your whole body and yourself with you. And appreciate every aspect of yourself. A great exercise is to simply touch your body. And remind yourself that I appreciate my body. I appreciate my face. I appreciate my hair. I appreciate my arms. I appreciate my leg. I appreciate my chest. Appreciating yourself is the step towards being happy with who you are. Happiness comes from acceptance. And the moment that you accept yourself is the moment that you can set yourself for it. So first and foremost, in this video we mentioned a couple of things. Set the environment for yourself. Recognize the environment. Be the person that you want to be. Recognize your internal self. Recognize your internal mindset. Recognize the things that matter to you. Recognize the things that are surrounding you that you find joy in. Recognize the outside, whatever it may be. Recognize your internal voice. Recognize your physical reactions. And most importantly, recognize you. That's the power of happiness. And that's how you can be happy. It's a state, not a constant. Grab onto that state and flourish it for the rest of your life. Because happiness is achievable, regardless of where you are or what state you're in, as long as you set your mind towards it. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. This was a quick video. Again, I'm trying to tweak everything to make it the best way that is possible. So throughout this journey, as we start our live sessions, I hope that you guys enjoy it. If you reach the end of this video, one of the few, I appreciate you. I thank you. And I want to let you know that you matter to me. So share this video, leave a like, comment, and make sure to subscribe. As always, thank you very much. And I'll see you tomorrow on our next live session. Have a blissful day and go be happy. Go smile. 1 second. That's all it takes.